Good morning. I am Ryan Clifton, but I want to get right down to the news. I was reading a relatively unknown conservative, I guess it's conservative, online article. The name of the site is therightscoop.com. Some of you may or may not have heard of this. And I happen to be reading this article, and it's in reference to a guy dressed in all black who shows up at the January 6th. There was a January 6th rally and protest, I believe, that was in reference to individuals that had been incarcerated due to the January 6th insurrection, supposedly that happened. And I guess people were protesting against people who had been locked up or still locked up in jail in lieu of that supposed insurrection. So this guy shows up dressed in all black, and he had a pipe bomb. Now, what blew me away about this article, as I read this article and complete this article, what blew me away is who he may be connected to, that the mainstream news didn't cover, that all of this information I'm about to read on this article is local. So I'm going to read this article, and then I'm going to give you my spin on what I believe this individual truly is, or who or what he represents, actually. Okay. The title of the article is "Man Had Pipe Bomb at January 6th Rally. Guess which facts the media leave out of the news reports." Okay. It says the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of a man dressed in black and armed with a pipe bomb at a January 6th gathering at a courthouse in Florida last week. On Thursday, January 6, 2022, at approximately 7:30 p.m., deputies arrested a 22-year-old Garrett Smith for 3 counts of make, possess, and discharge destructive device and loitering and prowling, the police statement says. The gathering was a protest of the continued incarceration of an individual facing charges related to the January 6th Capitol riot. At approximately 7:24 p.m., deputies in the area observed a male, later identified as Smith, dressed in all black clothing, a face covering, and carrying a black backpack, running away from the direction of the protest, it says. Here are some news reports. If you're wondering why they are all local, it's because cable news hasn't bothered with the story. Each of them is missing an important detail. And this is what the writer of this article says. Guess what they leave out? Go ahead and guess. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let you listen. I'm going to allow you guys to listen to a couple of the videos and the sheriffs that give detail on what exactly happened. So stand by for that. I'm going to let you guys listen in on this. This is interesting. So here's one of them.
Accused of bringing a pipe bomb to a political rally on the one-year anniversary of the January 6th Capitol riot.
8 on your side's Justin Shecker is live outside the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. What can you tell us about the suspect, Justin?
Keith and Stacy, good evening to you both. The sheriff called the suspect 22-year-old Garrett James Smith, quote, a sleeper with no known social media or criminal history. Tonight, the FBI is involved in this investigation.
Here's another one.
Arrested that man close to a protest at the county courthouse, and they say they found even more troubling items when they searched his home, including another explosive, nails, and even duct tape.
As ABC Action News reporter Julie Salamone reports, deputies still have a lot of questions for the suspect who's not talking.
Pinellas County deputies say 22-year-old Garrett James Smith brought a pipe bomb to a rally outside the county courthouse Thursday. According to an arrest report, deputies found the device in Smith's backpack, and a bomb squad later determined it was a homemade improvised explosive device.
He was
And here's the last one. This is one that's interesting to me.
Smith's backpack, incident to his arrest, and found a pipe-type explosive device. You can see here in these photographs to my right, the third one down, which is the pipe explosive device that was found inside Smith's backpack. Also in the backpack was a black helmet, and that's depicted there in the second poster to my right or to your left. The black helmet with colors on it and logos that resemble logos that have been seen in protests by groups in Oregon and in other places of the country.
Did you get that? Did you get that? In Portland, Oregon, same items that were reported in Portland, Oregon, that the people wore in Portland, Oregon. Now, what this suggests further on in this article, this suggests this information that they found on this individual wearing all black, having this pipe bomb, and wearing logos that represented logos that were found in the riots, in the protests and so-called protests rather, in Portland, Oregon, seems to suggest that this was probably more or less a Antifa representative, or maybe a Black Lives Matter representative. No one knows. But what's interesting about this is the fact, as the article says, that this was only on the local news sources and not a top major story that the mainstream news covered. If they did, I'm not aware of it. And what does this show? It shows that the mainstream media leaves out what they want to leave out and they put in what they want to put in. If whatever does not support the narrative that they're trying to spin, which is that conservatives are evil and racist and bad and so forth, if it doesn't support the narrative that they're trying to spin, they won't give it any coverage. This clearly should have been covered by the mainstream news. Clearly, this, you can't say that this isn't newsworthy. It's obviously newsworthy. Now, as the article goes on to state, if this had been, if they had found any paraphernalia related to anything that has to do with a MAGA hat or whatever, but it had MAGA paraphernalia in it, that would have been one of the top stories. But now that it suggests that the information that they found may be a connection to the individual groups associated with the Portland, Oregon riots, which may suggest that this was either an Antifa representative or Black Lives Matter representative who may have wanted to do harm to the people at that January 6th protest against people someone who was incarcerated there for the supposed insurrection of January 6th. Okay, they may have wanted to do harm to that individual. The mainstream news left that out. Left it out. So that just goes to show you. And I just wanted to give that information because, as far as I'm concerned, it just goes to show you that the mainstream media they're corrupt. They're corrupt. Me personally, I don't see how any of the reporters could actually live with themselves. I don't see how any of the journalists or so-called journalists or reporters can live with themselves, knowing that this type of stuff is going on. I know they know, and they can't report on it. Then again, maybe so, because these people some of these people get tens of thousands of dollars a week, some a day, from what I was reading. Tons of money to spend. I mean, we never know what we might do. But at the same time, gotta have some integrity. You got to have some integrity. So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to mention that information there. I actually ran into that article yesterday, actually. I'm like, what? And I said I had to share it. So what do you guys think? What do you think about this article? Do you think that this person was someone from Black Lives Matter or Antifa? Because the sheriff did say they found information in paraphernalia that seems to suggest that he was part of the protests and riots in Portland, Oregon. And you know conservatives weren't rioting in Portland, Oregon. You know that. You know that. So 2 and 2 always equals 4. 2 and 2 always equals 4. But I just wanted to say that what I believe this individual was someone from Antifa. Someone from Antifa who wanted to do bodily harm to individuals at this January 6th protest in reference to this person that was incarcerated. I believe that this person was an Antifa representative who wanted to do bodily harm to the people there. That's my belief. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's accurate, but look at the facts. That's how I see it. So what do you think? You know, the mainstream media, it's not always what they say, it's what they don't tell you. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all and see you again.